Hey, what is going on, people? Tony here with some very exciting news, man. Now, I don't know how many other YouTubers are going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about this because this is nuts. And again, this is one of those situations where normally I would be like, where can I talk about this? But now that I am putting more stuff on my personal channel, I have a venue for it. I'm excited, man. So basically, I'm going to go back a little bit. So last year, I believe, Sony announced that it was going to be doing a series of movies based on Valiant comics, right? Now, if you know me, I am a huge fan of Valiant, right? Especially the resurrected Valiant. I used to like Valiant back in the day and stuff, but because I was a little kid and I didn't have too much money, I could only buy some of their books, right? But I always admired what Valiant was doing. But now, obviously, when it came back, I'm an adult now, I could buy everything. I actually own every single graphic novel they release in digital form. Fantastic company, right? So Sony's going to be doing some movies, right? They're going to do 2 Harbinger movies, 2 Bloodshot movies, wink, wink, and a fifth movie is going to be based on Harbinger Wars, which brings Bloodshot and Harbinger together. But anyway, there's a couple of things here. Again, I'm trying to control myself here because it's very exciting. So it was announced today, whatever the fuck the date is, January 8th, right? That Vin Diesel, you all know Vin Diesel, he's going to be starring in the Bloodshot movie. He's playing Bloodshot. It's crazy, Shout out to David Frank, forget the Green Ranger, who was Bloodshot in the little movie they did and stuff, right? So yeah, Vin Diesel is going to be starring as Bloodshot, right? Which is pretty cool. Vin Diesel, big Hollywood star and all that, Fast and Furious, Riddick, all that other stuff, right? Triple X, So this is coming from The Wrap, right? They have an exclusive on this, although a bunch of sites have reported on, including Geek.com. I was very enthusiastic about it. So I'm like, can I please write about this? Because I'm a video game guy there. But I'm like, But, it's a geek site, so obviously it was cool for me to write about movies, So, let's go down here. So it says, Vin Diesel is in talks to star in Sony's Bloodshot movie based on the Valiant comic. The Wrap has learned. Again, he's in talks right now. It hasn't been confirmed, yet, but he is in talks. Sony revealed it will be moving forward with its 5-film shared universe plan for joint franchises based on the Valiant comic books, Harbinger and Bloodshot. Bloodshot is about a mortally wounded soldier resurrected with cutting-edge nanotechnology and tasked with rounding up superpowered outcasts known as Harbingers. Bloodshot was created by Kevin Van Hook, Don Perlin, and Bob Layden in 1992. Slight correction here. Bloodshot he hunts Psyots. They're not called Harbingers. They're called Psyots. You could tell this wasn't exactly written by somebody that's familiar with the comics. He hunts Psyots, Now, obviously, Harbinger, the Harbinger Foundation is comprised of Psyots, but he doesn't hunt Harbingers. He hunts Psyots. Moving on here. The film will reunite Vin Diesel with Fast and Furious mega producer Neil Moritz, who is producing alongside Valiant's Dinesh Samdasani. By the way, shout out to Dinesh. He is a really cool guy. Every time I hit him up on Twitter, he always responds to stuff, Very cool guy. Valiant in general does a very good job in social media, Permit me to take a drink here. So, Tony, why don't you edit that out? Fuck that. Dave Wilson is Deadpool. Okay, Dave Wilson, who is Deadpool director Tim Miller's partner at Blur Studios, is attached to direct. Oscar-nominated screenwriter Eric Heisner is writing the screenplay. He's also writing the screenplay for Harbinger. According to insiders, Sony and Wilson plan to follow in the footsteps. Okay, by the way, this is the part that really got me excited, right? I mean, the prospect of a Bloodshot movie is already cool, but this is the part that really did it for me, man. According to insiders, Sony and Wilson plan to follow in the footsteps of the recent success of Logan and Deadpool with an R-rated take on the comic adaptation that will be tonally and aesthetically influenced by high-concept sci-fi blockbusters of the late 80s, including RoboCop, Terminator, Total Recall. Terminator was early 80s, and Total Recall was 90s. But anyway, that's what excites me because Harbinger, Bloodshot, very R-rated stuff in the comic books, right? So I was worried that I'm like, oh man, they're gonna make these PG-13, bruh. and just ruin everything. But, thankfully, after the success of Logan and Deadpool, R-rated, comic movies are now seen as viable, or at least according to producers and stuff who kind of don't know things. Like, it's obvious they would do well, so that's good. We're gonna get like a real R-rated Bloodshot movie, right? Bloodshot will be a return to Diesel's roots. He launched to international fame as a hard-hitting action star in Triple X and Pitch Black before locking into Fast and Furious. Diesel was also 2017's top-grossing actor at the box office, according to Forbes. Diesel topped the list with 1.6 billion in global ticket receipts thanks to the success of Triple X, the return of Xander Cage, and Fast and Furious. I had no idea the Xander Cage movie did that well. Good for him. Diesel is now locking down a superhero franchise to call his own, one that Sony is targeting as a hard R big budget tentpole for 2019. I'm going insane right now, man. Now, granted, hard R in modern times is a different than what it used to be back in the day, but still, man, it's good. Valiant's library is truly one of the great and as of yet untapped wells of intellectual property. The publisher's bench of more than 2,000 superhero characters with lifetime sales of more than 80 million copies makes it the third largest library of superheroes behind Marvel and DC, and the only one not currently owned by a major conglomerate. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know this. Valiant Comics is actually the third biggest publisher out there, at least in terms of sales, right? They were huge back in the 90s. Huge. They rivaled Marvel and DC back in the day. Now, ever since they came back, they're not as big, obviously, right? But the quality is magnificent. I've never read a Valiant book that I didn't like. They were all good. They're all good. Not they were all good. They are all good. So yeah, man, this is it. This is gonna be real right now. Like Valiant, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And Vin Diesel, he's a good actor, so I think he'll do a good shot as a Bloodshot. Is it gonna sound weird? Like, I always imagine Bloodshot to be a little bit more of a skinnier guy. Like Vin Diesel's a big dude, very Diesel dude, but I think you can pull it off. It'll be good, man. So yeah, man, I want to know your thoughts on this. Are you excited about this? Do you even know about Valiant? You know what I'm saying? Please sign off in the comments, man. If you like the video, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and all that. I'll be bringing you more comic book goodness, entertainment goodness, all that, man. Good stuff. Oh, excited. All right, man. See you next time, man. Later.